I love Dallas. I love the Catholic community here. I want to like have a family here and live here long term.
Amen.
I mean, in Vegas, it was like, it's such a transient town and it doesn't have like this Christian culture.
Yep.
That's what I love about Dallas, you know? Like, it was so brutal there. And then here, it's like, I love it, you know?
If you can wait 10 years, you're closer in age to my daughter than I am to my wife. So just think about that kind of stuff.
Jeff, you're marrying off your...
And with that...
The BeatiDudes! Oh yes, BeatiDudes! Welcome to the BeatiDudes, an amazing Monday with a all-star lineup of 4 amazing dudes ready to come at you. The BeatiDudes is just this place where you enter really deep into a new level of spirituality that you maybe haven't participated in with other men at a tiny table before, and that's what's happening.
That's right.
Today
That's right.
and always.
That's
right
it.
here.
That's it.
You crushed that.
Thank you.
Great intro.
I've been trying to put on weight to make this table feel smaller.
It's working.
Okay.
My name's Jeff Schiefelbein. I'm glad to be right next to Paul Kolker.
Hi. How's it going?
Good, buddy. And Nicholas Bezner's a little 2 steps away there.
Yes. Yes, I am.
The Bezner 2-step.
Sure.
Sure. We're welcoming to the show somebody who wasn't even alive when I was already on my second job out of college.
Okay.
This was in the 70s?
Wait, what year were you born?
2004.
Oh, you just heard Evan Raugust, right?
Got it.
Yes. What is Raugust?
It's German.
What does it mean?
I have no idea.
Red House.
Probably.
Oh, does it?
No, I don't know.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, it was a question.
See, Jeff?
I have no idea.
This is exactly what we were saying earlier. You just say it with confidence. Oh, yeah, sure. You should just tell people.
Don't go to Germany.
Yeah, don't tell the Germans.
Do not look me up.
It's 2004. You were born 2004. I think that you're in the running right now for the youngest guest of all
I
time.
think he might be.
But we had a guy, you're 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when I tried to buy you a beer and it got really awkward. But that was in Rome, so it was totally legal.
Oh, yeah.
We had another guy. What day was your birthday?
October 13th,
Of what? 25?
2004.
Oh.
Every year. What do you mean? 25?
Yes, Jeff.
Do you know how birthdays work?
You are the youngest. Armando is he lying to us? You know, he's 20. So are you 21?
No,
he will be
just turned. He just turned 20.
That's how
Again,
Who's older? Armando is March 11th.
No, Armando is younger because he's about to turn 21 and he just turned 20.
Yeah.
That's right.
Awesome. Okay, so
Thank
you're
you,
the
math
second
professor
youngest.
Paul
I know.
Second youngest.
I didn't even see you pull out a protractor or nothing.
Nope.
So did you? You're the second youngest guest ever, which is basically meaningless.
But it's good to know.
Yeah, Evan, you are like what I would call not a typical friend of mine.
Okay.
I don't hang out with a lot of 20-year-olds, but I like see you and I'm like, Evan, it's me, it's Jeff. Hey. And then he's like with a bunch of 20-year-olds going, that old man works in the same building as me.
Walk quickly. Keep your head down.
I promise he can't keep up with us. No, like you moved to Texas, and let's just start there. Like, what brought you to the great state of Texas?
Yeah, so I grew up in Vegas, and I moved to Texas.
People grow up in Vegas?
I know, right? It's absurd.
Not
They
on
do.
the strip, though.
That's
No.
like running out of money and being like, I guess we'll live here. I guess we'll have some babies.
Well, that's why you still look so young, is because what happens in Vegas stays there. So,
Your youth stayed there?
no, he's growing up.
Oh, it's growing up stayed there?
Yeah. Anyway, please keep going.
Yeah. So, grew up in Vegas. My whole family lives there. And then I moved to Dallas to work with a 31 million subscriber YouTuber as a YouTube strategist. And
Pretty
That's
close
us?
pretty close to us. Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't
something
realize
like
we
that.
hired you. You've been doing great.
31 million, that's not
that's-
small.
That's legit.
I mean, there's cities
Yeah.
that aren't even that big.
Most of them.
Yeah, he had 60 employees. He had a film studio in downtown Dallas. I had benefits, 401k, HR. It's like a full-on company. It's crazy.
Wow.
Whoever knew YouTubers were going to bring back pension plans? This is awesome.
Nice.
So hold on. What were you doing in Vegas before that?
I worked in marketing at a tech company.
Yeah, that sounds big.
Wait. And you're
No, it's Vegas.
That sounds
Vegas.
Yeah, I like it.
Wait, you're 20 right now. Did you go to school?
No.
Any ever?
High school.
Did you homeschool or something?
No, I just started doing stuff when I was in high school, and then I just got hired at a tech company when I was in high school.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's legit.
See, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Literally.
One of you was just talking about a guy who just didn't finish high school or something and then went and got into...
Oh, that was, in the hallway.
Yeah.
It
Harvard or
was
something.
a shepherd.
A shepherd man.
Otherwise known as the shepherd. Not like an Australian shepherd.
Not a shepherdess.
Yeah. not the dog, but yes.
Person.
Yeah. So he quit high school to keep up his family shepherding or something. But anyway, yes. So you're a shepherd of the internet is what we're learning.
Let's go.
And you have like the internet shepherd.
I'll take it.
Well, just so everybody knows, by the time this comes out, Evan, I predict that you will be over 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube.
He's gone up like 50 just since he got here.
We're literally...
Personally.
Yeah, him personally, not us with him.
No.
Well, if you added them together, also over 100,000.
Very true.
Plus you. We're over 100,000 right now, ladies and gentlemen.
We did it, guys.
Oh my God. No, 99,599. So,
Just went up to 99,600.
This can be a long show. We're not leaving here until we get it.
400 more. 400 more.
I'm going to press that live button. What did just happen again? You have a ton of people subscribing and watching, but let's go all the way back to like, when did you know that you were called to be on the YouTube at this level?
Yeah. So I've been making videos since I was in the 5th grade. I remember, posting videos when I was in elementary school, and then kind of like would do that seriously some years or not. And then back when I was a senior in high school, I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I just thought it'd be fun. I see YouTubers succeeding and I'm like, why not me? And so I started making videos, and then I remember that I'm like 6 months in, on top of me working marketing at this tech company, I'm putting in like 40 hours a week making videos. I have like 30 subscribers. My top video has like 50 views. Half of them are me refreshing it to see if I have more views.
Let's not judge any of these actions right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's just say this more matter of fact.
Maybe speaking from experience
I
there.
have 50 YouTube profiles right now.
That's how.
And I remember my mom, we were having an argument one day, and she tells me, Evan, like, just stop. This is such a stupid thing. You're spending all your free time making these videos. This is crazy. It's ridiculous. You should go to college. And I was like, Mom, like, I don't really care. I just want to make videos.
I just posted what you said, Mom, and it's going viral.
Yeah. I mean, you have to believe in yourself. And I believed in myself, and I loved it. And I just stuck with it. And 6 months later, I got hired with, the 31 million subscriber YouTuber, moved to Dallas. And then, 2 years later, about to hit 100K.
Brother, were you this confident as a 5th grader? Like, did this grow on you somehow? Like, where did this come from? Because you have this, like, why not me doesn't mean I guarantee it's me, but there's a confidence that I know it wasn't all sunshine and yellow roses. What did they say?
Rainbows.
Close enough.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. We're in Texas after all, so yellow rose.
Yeah. That's where you ended up. No, like, did you have it all along? The answer is yes when you think like that.
It's true.
He's like, how do I say this humbly?
You're lucky I'm even here.
It's just you have people who doubt you, and it's like the choice is either you believe in yourself or you don't. And I chose to believe in myself. And I think over time, like I used to have more of an imposter syndrome, but just sort of like working with other people. I think confidence comes from competence. I'm very confident in YouTube. I'm not very confident in like cooking. I'm not very confident in other domains. And so I just have where I'm competent in. I'm super confident in it, partly just from experience. I've worked with so many. I'm also a YouTube strategist for a lot of different creators. And I've just worked with so many creators. At this point, it's just like I talk to someone. I'm like, you listen, you'll get 4 to 10 times more views. You don't listen, you're not going to get that. And it's just like, it's just matter of fact,
We're listening.
I got to tell you, the first time I ever met Evan was
Interesting.
Haley Bob Lula. What's her name? Haley Lula? Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah. It's her
comments.
Yeah.
You know who this is. Mm-hmm. So she connects us, and I'm like, I said, I'm not interested in having women on the show. If you stiff arm people at the beginning, they want it more.
They come back around. Yeah.
I'm not talking about me. I'm a mom of many kids. Anyways, I remember I was talking to you for about 2 minutes, and I just said, wait a minute. I could see the look in your eyes. I go, you know exactly what to say. Or say, you understand and feel exactly what people should do, but then you got to figure out a way to package it so they can understand what you're saying. And you go, yeah, you like lit up. And then I was like, John Heinen's walking by. I'm like, come in here. I said, what do you think about his show? And 10 minutes later, we're both like, oh my gosh, he is a YouTube strategist. But I do want to share this because then I like try to extrapolate like what you would say to us. And I refuse to ask any questions to make the BeatiDudes better. That would be counter the brand. But we are taking new sponsors for season 6 right now.
Way to sell.
I promise you we'll continue to be middle of the pack. Who wants in?
But you've heard of us.
No,
classic undersell, Jeff. Yeah. Classic.
Listen, it is like dating. Like you do not want to sponsor this show. You would have no fun whatsoever. It's awesome. Okay, but the point I was going to make is like if we tried to follow your strategy, we'd have to like start over because this show is just refresh.
It's rip roaring and it's a great time about anything.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's no focus whatsoever. So there's
Jeff, that's just you.
That's why Paul and I are here.
Yeah, but like that stops the algorithm from doing what it's designed to do when there is a focus. That's right. And that's actually how I've kept myself so squeaky clean. Nobody can figure out what I'm talking about. Real life, AI life. YouTube life.
I saw a tweet the other day. It was like, can you describe what you do in 7 words? I about fell out of my chair.
No, I cannot do that.
Impossible.
Well played. So, okay, you come in and you are a strategist for other people. Have you ever said that to somebody Gen X or above and then watched their face? And what happens?
It's funny. I said that to someone and I was like, yeah, I help YouTubers get more views. And they're like, oh, okay. Neat. And they walked away. I was like,
they pat you on the top of that hair.
That sounds like something one could do.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get into cooking.
Yeah, I mean, people, and that's the thing is that I'll even talk to, especially creators in the Catholic space. This is part of like one of my missions is that, creators don't think about the strategy. And, the church especially, the church makes videos. And, as important as everyone agrees that the internet is, the church agrees that it's important. Yet you have these secular YouTubers like Mr. Beast and, Dude Perfect who will spend 20 hours a day, millions of dollars on videos, optimizing every second. And then you got, Catholic creators that just turn on the camera and just do the first thing that comes to their mind.
What?
And
who does that?
Yeah, and that's the thing is that like...
We have 3 cameras.
I mean, it's just, there's a strategy involved. It's not painful.
No, but that is fair because what you're saying is like, there's so much content out there on the internet, right? So how do you become more signal than noise?
Yes.
And especially if your signal is important. I mean, the content that a Catholic creator or a diocese or whoever is putting out has really incredible beef to it, but then nobody's watching, so what difference does it make?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you might be Bishop Aaron or something evangelizing people on something incredibly important, but if you haven't niched down, right, like found the focus or whatever it is, like your video's not going to get caught by the algorithm.
Well, another aspect too is that there are tactical strategies for a channel to succeed. And so obviously, like, we can think that, oh, you probably have like a better hook, you probably have a good intro, things that BeatiDudes is not doing very well.
Yeah, go on.
But
Oh, we're getting real.
I want this.
Absolutely.
You need to see how open we are to feedback, because most of you people just been kissing our backs for a long time.
Nice recovery.
Yeah.
Nice recovery.
You've never been kissed in the back
Crushed it.
by one of our...
Nope, can't say that. Can't say that I have.
Evan, keep going.
Yeah, please.
No hook.
Tear us down.
No opener.
yeah,
The
but
thumbnails we spend 20 seconds on.
Yeah, so we got that going for us.
I mean, yeah, there are just tactical strategies. And there's a lot, literally we could have like a 10-hour long thing on the different strategies. But like one example, for example, is that you take something from one niche and you apply it to your own niche. So like, for example, like if, like here's an example, like you might have in like the sports niche where like they'll do like trick shots, but they get increasingly more accurate. Like maybe you can vaguely understand something like that.
Like a dude perfect video.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then it's like you take that and then you apply it to the Christian niche and you're like, well, like biblically accurate angels, but they get increasingly cooler. Boom. You took a format from a secular niche, applied it to the religious niche. Boom. You get millions of views, And it's not, there's a lot more to that, but that's a very simple way to put it. And so that's typically what my strategy involves is like I pull data or things from different niches, I apply it to the Christian niche, and then that's how we're able to blow up channels,
Did you see when he went into the other zone while he was talking?
I did. His eyes went straight to
He went into
the
his
zone of
gaze.
looking.
Yes. And then
As he was watching these different videos in his mind.
he accessed the recesses of a 20-year-old brain that still has all of its pathways working.
Yeah, must be nice.
So cool.
We love you.
And while he was doing it, I watched his subscribers tick up.
We've gained 16 subscribers
When
in
you
the
say
past
we,
minute.
who do you
Yeah.
think we're talking about?
Here, we got to show them. They
We're
can't see
over
it.
100,000
Yeah, come here.
combined.
So this is.
I'm going to pull it up here.
Other one.
So I'm gonna hit 100,000 subscribers today. I don't know, maybe on this show, but that's what we're watching right now, and it's lifelong dream.
He gets a plaque from YouTube that's going to get sent in the mail.
This one's still-
I think they can see it.
I think they can too, but I got to tell you, how big is the plaque?
I think it's about like this big.
Did you know you get a plaque for being on this show?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tooth decay. We were going to eat sweets later. It's a different kind of plaque.
Dude, I will send somebody a plaque of tooth decay for being on this show. That would be incredible.
Would you like a plaque of plaque?
I don't know if I'm allowed to share the secret sauce. You went into like lock yourself in a room, crazy person mode.
Yeah.
And you came out the other side a strategist. Can you talk about that?
Yeah,
a little?
yeah. So he's referring to
Jeff.
Jeff is that one.
Jeff is referring to back in because one of my big principles is that like describing Mr. Beast. So they're obsessed with making secular content. We need people obsessed with making religious and videos evangelizing other people. I try to apply a Mr. Beast level of obsession to my own videos. And so like one way to do that was that you just study a lot of videos. And so what I did back in January, because I moved from Vegas to Dallas, I didn't have a car at first, and it was like cold outside. This is back when it was like, it snowed one day. It was crazy. And so what I did was that, I didn't have a car. I didn't know anybody here. So I locked myself in my room for 3 weeks. Like no exaggeration, 3 weeks, woke up 8 a.m., fell asleep at like, midnight, literally be from beginning of the day to the end, just studying videos. And I have this like document of over 2,000 videos on it from like thousands of channels. Like I don't know if I have seen literally, but I've seen 95% of all the videos in the religious niche with over 300,000 views. I have them all categorized on this document. And so then when I'm working with someone, I'm able to recall all these different videos, and I can guess what the view cap is and how much it would get, and I have a pretty reasonable level of like, that would get a certain amount of views, and then if you did this, you would get this amount of views, just because I've seen so much. I mean, you just train your brain on it,
Like you can feel view cap.
Yes, I can predict views pretty regularly for videos.
Wow. You ever predict view floors?
I know you're joking, but yes, seriously. So what I tell creators is that basically YouTube is this. YouTube is either you have the idea, which has a view cap, so it has a view floor and a view.
Got it.
Depending on how big their core audience is, that'll watch any video they put out, and then it's how well you execute that idea. That is YouTube in a nutshell. It is the idea, how well you execute it. That's how many views you get on this scale. So yeah.
Are you talking about like trending ideas, that kind of thing, or?
It could be a trending idea. It could be more evergreen topics, something that'll get views over time. It could be a mix of the two. Sometimes videos fall into both camps. But for any video idea, we have an expectation of the views it'll get, and then we try to aim for that amount of views. And then, for example, like I see a lot of Catholic creators, they'll make like apologetics contents. It's kind of like a meme in this space that like everyone starts an apologetics channel. Mm-hmm. There's a lot out there.
We didn't.
Yeah.
It's good. Wait, are you joking?
No, we didn't. I'm just saying we got something right.
Yeah. I mean, Catholic, we got to make other types of content and stuff. And so,
keep going.
But like the view cap for apologetics might be lower than a video about like the life of a saint, because more Catholics are interested in the life of a saint than apologetics. And so that's like a very basic way to look at view caps,
This is fascinating. What about your faith in all this? You fifth grader, you're like, I'm going to go become a Catholic YouTuber strategist. Mm-hmm. No, you did. In fifth grade, you knew this?
Oh, no.
Where's the faith part of this?
Yeah. So I'm a convert. I grew up non-denominational Christian going to Calvary Chapel. And then when I was in high school, it was during the pandemic, and honestly, like I kind of just like had a lot of free time, and so right?
You're one of the greatest things to come out of the pandemic. Is this? I mean, 99,000 people agree with me.
Yeah, and 621. We've gone up a few more.
Yeah, it's crazy seeing that number. Yeah,
keeps going.
But I started to get back into my faith, so I started going to Calvary Chapel more regularly, but I just felt like it was I just felt like there was something missing. And then I would walk down the street, and I would see, literally, no joke, like an Anglican, a Baptist, a Catholic, an Orthodox, 20 other denominations, a Mormon church, a Muslim mosque, a Hindu temple, and I was like, hold on a minute, there is a lot of different places here. Some of them disagree on little things. Some of them disagree on major things. Some of them don't even consider each other Christian. Some of them claim to be the one true church. And that was one thing. I was like, what does that even mean? And so when I was in high school, I was like kind of weighing the different denominations, and Catholicism kind of spoke to me. And so it was time for me to go to a Catholic church. And so I remember the first time I walk into a Catholic church, I'm like, this is weird. Why is the priest wearing funny clothes? Why are they speaking a different language? Why do we keep on standing and sitting? Like, what is happening? It was so confusing, but also I could tell there was a beauty there. There was something that Calvary Chapel never tapped into, even remotely. And by the way, that's not to say that non-denominational churches don't have genuine believers. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand, but, that started the journey where, my questions were answered and I became convinced of Catholicism's truth. And then in 2023, this is 2 years after like I intellectually converted, I was like actually baptizing confirmed Catholic. So yeah.
Wow. You're 2 years into this.
Yeah, 2 years into this, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm so blown away by this. And if anybody were to go and look at your channel right now, Evan
Raugust.
Raugust. I just trying to know how to say the word August.
Raugust.
That's what I used to say was Raugust. Raugust. If anybody goes and looks at this channel, you do dive in and have this exploratory, like what you just described in your real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's go check out all these different denominations and religions.
Yes.
But I mean, you guys have got to check this out. Evan, you take this approach that doesn't feel judgy at all.
Mm-hmm.
You have your belief system.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop you from seeing something that's great or beautiful, or that somebody did a part really either surprisingly well or intriguing, or it seemed so strange that you were really struggling with it. But it's never like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Can you talk more about like that whole process of going back and even recording these things?
Yeah. So, Jeff is referring to, I've made videos like where I went to every major Christian denomination's church, or I've made a video where I go to a Muslim mosque and talk to an imam, which is like their equivalent of a pastor, among many other videos. I have videos in the pipeline where I went to a Hindu temple and like talked to like Hindu religious leaders. I've made videos where I flew to Utah and made videos of like Mormons and spoke to like a bishop, which is their equivalent of a pastor. And I think it's really important for me to talk to people that I disagree with strongly, because there are some things that we agree on, and there are some things that we disagree on. And I think ultimately the message I'm trying to convey, and this is something I genuinely believe, we have to be comfortable talking to the world. And the world is a complicated place with various belief systems, and we have to be comfortable engaging with people. And so one of my guiding beliefs is that everyone should be represented fairly. And so in my videos, I never straw man, and I never tried to trash on any belief system, regardless of what it is. I can say, I disagree strongly with this, but I respect them as a person. And because at the end of the day, I feel like, we can represent everyone fairly, and still Catholicism's truth shines through. Mm. And so that's one of my like core beliefs. When I went to every Christian denomination's church, I still left it feeling even stronger in my belief in Catholicism. And that's kind of like one of my guiding principles.
That seems like a very healthy and virtuous way to approach all of this, but doesn't rage bait drive the algorithm better? Like, wouldn't it be better to just be cutting down?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's definitely a it's one of those questions where
I'm not saying to actually do it.
No. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, because there are, like, for example, like when I went to a mosque, I went there in good faith. I see videos like they go undercover to the mosque with like a hidden camera, and like and I'm just like, that's not cool. One,
right.
It's like I've heard stories from Muslims about the stories that they've encountered.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is that's not right.
And that's not going to bring anybody's hearts around. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not going to bring someone, to the faith. But I think, one thing, and this is one thing that I try to tell creators, there are, when it comes to negativity wins in the small scale and in the lower medium scale. So you can get to 1 million subscribers by being negative in the Catholic space. I'll leave it vague like that.
Yeah.
You can get pretty big, but to be the biggest or to be like the top, it's actually positive content that wins. Negativity typically attracts a certain type of viewer, and that viewer loves that type of content, and that viewer is also very fleeting. People that will watch videos that are drawn by negative content are typically not loyal viewers long term. And so it's actually a very unhealthy content model to revolve around negative content. And so it's actually, and conversely, it's positive content that ultimately shines through in the end. I think it speaks to something powerful about human nature.
Yeah.
Like, sure, in the small and medium scale, it could work, but to build movements, to really inspire a generation, it's positivity that wins.
Gotta be inspirational.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good to hear.
So we could do it to get to 1 million and then change? I'm just trying to think through what we're...
Hey,
I am not following any of the strategy advice he's given in the past, but I heard that.
It's
You're
true.
the worst.
There are creators out there that trash on other people, and they get pretty big,
Can we turn it down when you're whispering at me? What number are you, 2?
Yeah. Oh,
Is it 'cause Evan's so loud?
too much. It was very loud.
Evan, you're blowing out his eardrums.
No.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
No,
Evan,
I think it
sorry.
was just turned up more.
Ours doesn't do it live, but I was going to put our subscriber tracker next to yours.
See, we're
So
together.
we can do it live, I think.
Oh gosh, please don't tell me that there's stuff I don't understand about YouTube. Look at him. He's like, oh, you have 6 videos? Wow.
Content.
Oh, you just looked at every one of our subscribers in one swoop.
That's
This is
not
the most
true.
amazing thing to be at. That's our
Actually,
show.
I don't know how to
We
do
haven't
it.
reached your level.
Well, we're also not. I mean, this is just on the app. This isn't on the studio.
Oh, that's what it is. Well, anyways,
Yeah,
I
that
was
might
just
be
going to
what
go
it
back
is.
to it so we could just watch them both. And you saw that spike that we had, right? That was a pretty big spike. He's like, what?
Yeah, the one a month and a half ago.
What, Jeff? You got 70 people?
Listen, this I'm going to show you something. This spike right here, this is worth showing. And I know everybody can't see that, but you see that giant spike right there? It's when we got in a fight.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's
Oh,
when,
wow.
it's when Jeff texted a bunch of
Jeff made all of his accounts that day.
I locked my room for 3 weeks. And I said, I'm going to become a strategist of myself. I watched everything I ever did.
So you just read LinkedIn.
Well, this guy's got some content.
Well, how'd y'all get connected?
Me and him?
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Oh, me and him? Me, who are you pointing at right now? Me and
our
Evan?
guest.
Evan. Yeah, I'm not really concerned with how you and our other co-host got connected, Jeff. You did say Haley introduced
It is,
y'all.
yeah.
Yeah, but through LinkedIn.
And I actually, when she did that and I finally looked up who she was talking about, it was you and somebody else, but you stood out to me. I realized I'd maybe seen your stuff before, but then I was like, oh, this is awesome because I literally don't watch YouTube or listen to podcasts. I think it's a big waste of time.
Said no one ever.
I didn't mean that. I watch it while I'm driving down the road. No, but
That's awesome.
it really did tap into this. Like once I started to see who your friends were and who you collaborate with, I was like, there's some really powerful content out here being made by people who are very, very intentional, and it's super cool to watch. Who's your favorite YouTuber that, and it could be one of those guys that you've been connected with that you would be like, oh, I can't wait to see what he just released. Like, who is it?
Yeah, I mean, there's this entertainment YouTuber named Ryan Trahan. He's a bit bigger under like people from my generation.
Don't talk like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Like we're 3 generations away from each other.
The U25s.
Yes.
Is that what
He's
you under.
Under 25.
Thank you. Troy Trahan? Brian.
Brian.
Ryan
got it.
Trahan. Yeah, he makes like in-person type videos, and so yeah, he's pretty.
What is his niche?
Yeah, so he'll make videos like he'll with only a penny try to travel across America. So like basically like he'll like sell water bottles and he'll do like Uber deliveries and to pay for his way.
Yeah.
So he does like challenges, stuff like that. So he's been a big inspiration for me because a lot of my stuff is challenge stuff, but just in the Christian niche. And so he's been like a really massive inspiration. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, and it's interesting because when I first met you, I didn't assume that you were doing as much content because it was kind of like this, like, I'm not going to be your editor. So don't, old man, don't ask me to edit your next reel. But then, the more I started watching your stuff, the more I was like, this is so legit. It's so much fun to watch. So I think you're putting out some of my favorite. You're my favorite.
I appreciate
YouTuber.
that. Let's go.
Y'all went out to Kenneth Copeland's church in Fort Worth.
Yes, that was wild.
Yeah. And didn't your buddy make a video on it too? Maybe
Yes, Iron
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. Yes.
And he did a pretty good job of trying to be pretty objective in a pretty hard spot.
Well, and I love the way you said that earlier. You try not to straw man anybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
For people who don't understand that reference.
Yes. Yes. So for example, here's a very obvious example that irks me so much. Catholics will say, this is not all Catholics. This is typically online Catholics who are trying to rage bait. I know what they're going for, but they'll say, there are 40,000 Protestant denominations. And it's just like, that is, the study is warped. It's more like there's probably like 30 major denominations to be more precise. The thing is that like, it doesn't really matter. Like at the end of the day, like when you talk to and I've talked to Protestant or evangelicals about these things, And there's a common perception among them that like Catholics are very argumentative and like trying to prove that they're right.
Yep.
We get nowhere by saying stuff that like Protestants have 40,000 denominations. It helps absolutely nobody. A better way to say it is that there are 30 major denominations, probably seven like major ones you could categorize them all on, and they are in two general camps. And so I can explain all of this and be like, well, at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm Catholic, well, precisely because there are these denominations. But I don't have to say 40,000 denominations, you know. That's just unhelpful.
Yeah, so it's kind of like cherry picking a data point that's easy to like mock or make an argument out of, instead of saying, hey, I've heard it called steel man, right? Where it's like, let's make the other side's argument as strong as possible and then have the discussion.
Exactly.
Like St. Thomas Aquinas, if you read the Summa, all he did was say, here are the 4 best objections to this idea. And now let me explain what the church...
Pick them apart.
Yeah. And, well, first he would say, well, here's what I say, and then here's the response to each of those. So he would give a full response. And he did that hundreds of times in the Summa.
Crazy.
Over and over on so many different topics. So, yeah, he wasn't going through saying, oh, here's this stupid idea, and now here's mine. Right? Like, he didn't belittle it or make it weaker.
Sure.
Well, another aspect of that is that the internet... Unfortunately, you know, the internet has there's a lot of like benefits. Like, for example, I'm able to reach so many people.
Sure.
I'm able to make a living at it. But there are also side effects of like, because, you know, rage bait is a strategy for winning on social media. Typically, like, these conversations are very fragmented, and they kind of are reduced to these very like either or conversations that are just not very fruitful dialogues.
Yeah.
Well, when you only have, 220 characters or something to type out, like, you're not going to get a very robust argument.
Yeah, so that's why I try to convey that like as best I can, and I'm not always perfect at it, but I try my best, and it works. I mean, my audience, I've polled my audience multiple times. I have a 60% Protestant evangelical audience, 30% Catholic audience, 10% Orthodox, non-Christians, atheists, whatnot. So like I'm able to reach everyone, and that's kind of like one of my missions, because I grew up non-denominational, so I know how to speak to a non-denominational person.
Yeah.
And also simultaneously, you know, I want because one aspect about my conversion story that I didn't touch upon was that when I first converted, my parents were very negative. My dad would say stuff that like, well, why do you need to go to a Catholic church? Like, why not just go to Calvary Chapel? Like, it's good. He didn't understand. My mom would say stuff like, Catholics worship spirits, they worship Mary, the Pope is probably the Antichrist, that kind of thing. And it was so wild. It really brought a lot of strife. And so like when I first converted, I'd be like, Mom, what about this Bible verse? And I'd throw it on the table. And then, you know, it never worked. It doesn't work like that, you know? But what happened was that I stopped arguing, and I just kind of let my fate. I tried to be a good witness, and I prayed for them. And it was crazy because like literally like 3 months ago, my mom was like, you know, I'm thinking about going to a Catholic church. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
You're like, but all those verses that I threw at you,
They're finally working.
that's what it was. The rage bait always works. Just kidding.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's kind of how I see, you know, because I think what it was is that my channel, and then also Mark Wahlberg, who's in Vegas, he's a big Catholic out there.
Yeah.
He supports the local community there. Like, he's big. You know, it's people like that, you know, it's these celebrity conversions. Like for my dad, it was like seeing Candace Owens, you know, convert because he watches her a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, a lot of times, like for me growing up, like I didn't know what a Catholic was until I was in high school. Like you would have asked me, I would have been like, the Pope? I would have no idea what a Catholic was.
Right.
And so what I'm trying to do is that like, I want to reach mainstream Christians and just be like, yeah, I'm Catholic. And they'll be like, huh. Because one of the most common message I get from people is like, oh, they'll watch my videos and be like, I didn't know Catholics were Christian. I'll be like, yeah, well, now you know.
Because the checkbox is a different checkbox when you have jury duty that I filled out this morning. And I had to skip Christian to go to Catholic. And I'm like, this is so weird. Can I just check them both? Right?
Yeah, it is a
I would
common...
just check them both.
Yeah, it's a common misconception. And, that's my mission, is that I want to be the biggest Christian creator in the world.
Yeah.
Not for my own ego or pride, but just to be like, that to be a Catholic. And then for people to kind of learn about Catholicism through that. I'm not always going to have all the apologetic arguments in the world, but that's not my role. My role is just to be there and just like mention my faith and represent Catholic ideas when it fits the video. And that's my job to play, and I'm happy with that,
You bring up Mark Wahlberg, and I'm looking at your numbers keep going up. It seems like our number, it's leveled out. But if we take Mark, Evan, and us, we're reaching millions right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
right now,
I know.
I can see it.
Absolutely. That's just math.
Do you know Paul looks at my screen like, well, he's got a point.
It did go up since 2 days ago.
We're moving. Man, I want to go up by introducing something very special to you that's always up.
This thing is called Blessed Are the Joke Makers. It's a little game we play.
Okay.
For they shall inherit the
okay.
points. All right. Yeah. Pulled that out of nowhere. That's
That is
right.
not a fake
Full
backdrop.
surprises today.
Brother, that's a real backdrop.
Yeah. I'll let Paul explain the game.
Yeah. All right. So the way this works, we got a character card and a Catholic card game card. Unrelated games, but we mash them together just like we do with anything else that we come up with.
Because we have no strategy.
That's it. But the hook of the game is that we have to become this character and then answer this prompt.
Okay.
And we play for fake points, also made up.
Yeah.
150 points.
Nice.
That's it. And you just
Okay.
get to decide who gets all or nothing, right? So it's 2 losers, 1 winner,
Okay.
It's like the internet.
like the internet.
I win, you lose. Like that's how all the internet works.
Rage bait.
Yeah.
So here we go. The character we have to become is, as a grandma, we have to answer, mea culpa, Father. I couldn't make it to Mass because of blank.
Mea culpa, Father. I couldn't make it to Mass because I was too locked into Evan Raugust's YouTube channel.
Let's
I
go.
was watching all about the other churches, and I didn't know any of those things, but now I'm even more convinced I'm going to start going to daily Mass.
Let's go.
Mea culpa, Father. I couldn't make it to Mass neither. While she was over there watching the Evan Raugust channel, I actually found Trey Brazihan, this very young guy, and Evan was sitting there talking to him about how to encounter old people, and I just got locked in for 3 weeks, so it's been 4 weeks since my last Holy Mass.
Brian, not Trey.
Ryan.
Ryan Trahan.
Yeah, you said Trey and Brandon or something.
Trey Brian Hand.
Have you ever been that old? Because I just went straight into character mode,
so
dudes.
good.
Okay, here we go.
Mea culpa, Father. I couldn't make it to Mass because I was trying to figure out by watching Mr. Beast how to defeat the mark of the beast. And so it was a real revelation to see that video at a very specific niche. And I was sucked in for 3 weeks.
The only points I'm going to give you negative is I think you turned into a grandpa somewhere along the line.
Probably.
Yeah. It's probably. What do you got to pick somebody. And how many points are we getting?
150.
150. Yeah, how many
what we're
points?
doing.
Yeah, what do you think, buddy?
Who's the
You
winner?
got to pick somebody.
There is no right or wrong answer.
If you don't pick anybody, then we're going to sit here until you hit 100,000 and you win everything.
I think this goes to Nick.
Yeah!
Congratulations, man. That's a big deal. For a pretty hard one, actually. Hey, for being our celebrity guest judge, you're getting San Damiano socks from sockreligious.com. Yeah.
I love Soccereligious.
Yeah. Do you have those already?
No, I've met Scott though.
Williams.
Yeah, he's
Scott
cool.
Williams, Sox Williams, as they call him. You know, I got to point out something because we're going to do a quick shout out. For 5 seasons, we had a BeatiDudes
Promo code.
Nope. No. I'm going a different direction with this,
Gotcha.
bro. We had a BeatiDudes business intelligence advisor who was tracking our points and doing all of our deep statistics for the thousands of people that had subscribed. And he retired. He put up the old protractor this past week.
Retractor, if you
He
will.
retract the protractor. We don't give a shout out to Christopher Hatfield. The points, the commentary,
Yeah.
the cleverness, the time that you just showed up in our studio in the middle of recording. Remember that one?
Yeah, that was fun.
Christopher.
The realm of the BeatiDudes.
So we've actually retired your number, Christopher, which was 1.
The jersey.
The jersey.
We're not going to use it anymore on this show.
Nobody else is wearing that jersey ever again.
And you can get your own socks at that store you talked about. Thanks. See you after the break. Nick, when it comes to investing, I just feel like money and morality don't always line up. What's the answer?
Often that's the case, but our friends at Aquinas Wealth Advisors have a really great solution. It's called the Faith and Finance Score. You go on their website and you put in your info. They tell you where you're invested and where it doesn't actually line up with where you want to be.
So you mean I don't just have to funnel money towards a retirement fund where I don't know what it's investing in?
That's right, you don't. And you don't even have to give up or sacrifice returns. You can get both.
So just get on the computer, bing, and I type in the website.
AquinasWealth.com. It takes longer to type than it does to get your faith and finance score.
Thanks, guys. Great job, Nick.
You betcha.
You know what I think is hard about starting a business? Healthcare, for crying out loud. It's expensive. It's intimidating. At the end of the day, you're probably paying for stuff you don't even agree with. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I knew you could. So what we did is we started working with Solidarity Health Share. Totally different. These folks are aligned with us morally and ethically. And even the structure from a cost perspective works for us as we're launching businesses, as we're growing our families. And I don't know if you know this, but a couple times my kids went to the hospital in the last 2 years.
They sure have.
Yours?
But Solidarity has walked with us through all of it, including some crazy stuff for Benny Pro, my little boy. So all of this to say, I would encourage anybody out there thinking about their own business, their own needs, check out Solidarity Health Share for a better alternative to regular healthcare. So check out learnmore.solidarityhealthshare.org/BeatiDudes.
Hi, it's Paul Kolker from the BeatiDudes here, and I just wanted to share with you guys that I also, outside of the show, perform improv comedy on a regular basis with a group called Divine Comedy. So what we do is we come up with everything on the spot, so whether you're looking for faith-filled, fun, family-friendly comedy for your youth night, or whether you're looking for clean comedy for your corporate event, Divine Comedy can perform for your group and even get you in on the action. So if you'd like to hire us to come out and perform for your next event, check out DivineComedyImprov.com. Divine Comedy, an inferno of fun.
Stop what you're doing and listen to the BeatiDudes.
Oh, those guys have nothing going for them except for the greatest freaking comeback from commercial song of all time.
Thank you, Lauren Moore.
I'm not
It
actually.
certainly was a commercial song.
Of all the commercial songs, he's heard, that was one of them.
That was actually the most fair and honest thing I've ever heard. That was.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Evan Raugust. Man, we're talking all things YouTube strategy, growing a YouTube channel. Somehow you got 50 subscribers just sitting here. That's amazing. That's amazing. Dude, you shared so much, but like the question now is like, what's next for the channel, for your channel? Where do you go from here?
Yeah. So it's sort of just, I do this full time. I quit my job a month ago to do this, consulting into my channel. So it's sort of like I am training my brother to have an editor because I need to be able to duplicate how I edit because that's like the biggest bottleneck right now. And then also just kind of like scale up the business side of it, get brands, get partnerships. And then, just make the best videos in the world. I mean, my next video coming up it'll probably be up when this, how long will this?
We're about 2 weeks out right now. We
2
fell
weeks out?
behind in July.
Okay, so when this goes up, I took my Muslim friend to a Christian church for the first time.
Awesome.
That'll be up. Me going to a Hindu temple and also talking to Hindus about Christianity, that might be up. I don't know. And then also where I went to all over the world to find the world's most beautiful church. That'll be up soon as well. And so
Very cool.
Here's a question. I know that different people have come to you for strategy work and for ongoing advice as they're doing their thing, and some pretty big names. How are you balancing that request or demand, or even like the little guys that were around you 2 years ago versus you've now left your job and this is your job? So it's my own content versus my ability to help others.
Yes. It is really hard. And that's been, I didn't grow up, my parents are not very business minded. And so kind of like my dad was a teacher. My mom was like a hairstylist. It's funny, just quick side tangent. I never got on a plane until I was 17.
Yeah.
So all this traveling I do for my videos, it's all new to me. It's crazy, but it's kind of, it's hard because I have to turn people away for my YouTube strategy. Because as much as I would love to help everyone, unfortunately, I just don't have enough hours in the day.
If I sell seats for you to meet with people 6 times over 6 months, 10 grand, but it's in a group, and so we have a bunch of them, all you have to do is an hour and a half a month, and then we get a cut.
It'd be fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire.
So on our website.
For those of you who are in Gen X or above, that would be fire is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
No, I literally think you could be just tune into this thing. You have to have a subscription to listen to me talk.
But I like stuff like that because it really is just I want to just be able to duplicate my knowledge.
Yeah.
A lot of times I repeat myself with people. And so it's kind of just however I can share my knowledge, something like that would be perfect,
Oh.
Well, yeah, because if you could have a baseline of here's basic strategy tips, right? But then for other more specialized clients or whatever, or bigger ticket clients, right? Then you're doing the deep dive into what their metrics are saying and all of that kind of thing.
Well, it's another thing about a group, why it would also be beneficial is because a lot of times if let's just say someone raises their hand and I answer it, that sparks inspiration for another channel. Yep. We all learn from each other, so that's why I like that. Yep. Yeah.
And I think that's great. I think this is so funny. It never stops moving, but it never moves faster. It's people are passing a baton on the road. Now you subscribe. Okay, now you subscribe.
Yeah, well, another thing you can see the views. So I'm getting 20,000 views an hour. 14,000, but we're
same, totally same for us.
17,000.
So together we're getting about 17 to 20,000.
Well, I think what Paul was trying to say is same. We can see what you're seeing.
That's what I meant.
We
That's
see
awesome.
you. We feel you. Okay, and then no holds barred. Not even joking. You're gonna not fix the BeatiDudes. You're gonna set the BeatiDudes fire. Did I do it right?
The BeatiDudes will be fire.
We'll
workshop it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah. No, but I think
Fire doesn't have any sound.
Jeff.
He doesn't think it's cool.
He didn't flinch.
He doesn't even know what's happening.
I was supposed to.
No, it's fine.
I was supposed to react. I wasn't sure.
Go ahead.
No. Well, were you saying
I
it's
actually
kind of
literally want him to go into that savant thing that he does and say, listen, BeatiDudes, go do this, and this, and we'll be like, okay, we'll do some of that.
So I actually have one very basic thing. So when I first,
Stop.
Stop. That's the basic thing.
just give up,
Guys,
Improve the internet.
rewrite the YouTube algorithm. That's your only hope.
That is so funny.
Sorry, I do want this answer. But
Yeah. So I discovered you guys back at Seek. This past Seek, I remember seeing the BeatiDudes, and I was just because I was looking at different channels, so I looked at your guys's. At first, I was super confused. As a new viewer, completely and utterly confused. So I think that having an intro, you don't have to go full Mr. Beast, we're gonna do but just kind of
just do an intro.
Yeah.
Keep it every time we just play that intro.
Well, something that like just explains like who you guys are. Like I remember you guys would say, I would just be like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
I'm so. What are they? They just have like a 5-minute diatribe about like some random thing. Like what's happening?
That's the rage
Are we gonna
bait.
talk about? Is the guest gonna speak?
So that's a good thing. The guest should speak.
We gotta do more of that.
But this is where I'm going to say not too much more of that, or else why is there 3 of us? We got to keep the balance.
Light up the comments if you agree with this particular idea.
I do like the intro, and it would actually make editing even faster because you'd have an intro, right? You just go straight into this thing.
Yeah.
And then you could do anything you want at the beginning because we've already done an intro.
Exactly.
So I could start shirtless.
Jeff.
I'd put it on.
Wait, then you could do anything you wanted at the beginning, Jeff.
Well, you don't get it. I'm like trying to I think a little bit at the beginning of the show.
A little bit. Emphasis on a little bit.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
I know. No, I think that's a great point. Who are you? Seek was really, really hard for us. And I don't mean I'm not looking for pity.
No, it's cool to be there.
They took us there. We got to
Yeah.
hang out.
No, we loved it.
It was awesome.
We couldn't hear ourselves. And so when he was talking, I literally was staring at his lips because the speakers were behind everybody and they wouldn't let us wear the headsets. And so we were going to have this very
Well, and it was just a huge space as well. So
but if you would have had these on and they were projecting it loud enough, you could have had that more like raw conversation with Anthony, which
Sure.
there was a lot to be had there. But when you're like, tell us about the really hard time in your life where, Anthony, you thought things weren't going to turn out. And he's going, what?
yeah, the pacing. I think it messed with our pacing.
Well,
for sure.
and then that lightning struck the clock tower, and remember it
yeah.
all went out.
Yeah.
And it was
That's right.
somebody went back to the future.
That's a reference to a movie from
I love
20
Back to the
years
Future.
before
I
you.
love it. I love Back to the Future.
Okay, good.
My girls are watching Back to the Future upstairs, but I won't let the boys watch it because I don't think they know how to hold off on their language. The girls are pretty good about it.
Oh, there you go.
Some
yeah,
language in
yeah.
there.
Your girls are older.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Still.
that's how birthdays work.
Evan, what can we do to support you? Press that subscribe, punch that subscribe
Yeah,
button.
I mean, subscribe and
At Evan Raugust? Or,
yeah, just Evan Raugust, so EVAN and then R and then August. And then also just like totally throwing this out there, like I'm looking for brands that are looking to work with me long term. I partnered with University of Notre Dame for a video, and so they had a initiative they were trying to push, and so then I took their idea, and I actually filmed like where I went to the most beautiful churches across America. So I had like 100,000 views. They got a link in the description. Like it was perfect for them, perfect for me. So like those types of things are what I'm looking for right
That's
now.
awesome. Do you have like a website for the consulting piece, or is it better to go through YouTube?
People can reach out to me through my email on my website, or I have a business email in my description. And then yeah.
Wait, what's the website though?
Oh, it's just Evan Raugust. Just
okay.
evanraugust.net. Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about the rebrand of Evan R. August, just so people don't have to think about it anymore?
I actually have thought about that. My last name is like hard, but I think there's also like, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Schiefelbein's hard.
Like
That's
it's
actually-
hard to pronounce at first, but it's like over time it just becomes distinctive. That's how I think about my last name.
Yeah, I tell people all the time that every time I see him, like, that he's like Leonardo DiCaprio of
Yeah.
YouTube.
Exactly.
My last name is S. It's Jeff S. Chief LBN. So easy.
It does actually help though.
I know. Listen, S. Chief LBN. Yes, pardon me. Stay
I
on
can't-
task.
I can't tell you how many times I've tried to write the E and the I and they switch.
Yeah,
It's
depending
I
on-
before E except after B. Dude, where'd you go to school? And then I named my daughter Lorelei, so it's I-E-E-I-I-E.
E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah, right on. Evan, don't move. Don't
I
ever
love
move.
Dallas.
Yes.
I love Dallas.
I think we just got more subscribers to living in Dallas from that.
Subscribe to Dallas.
Yeah. Dude, you being here is a blessing, and I think I've told you this a couple times, but like, you can travel, you can do videos, but don't you leave us.
I'm dead. I love Dallas. I love the Catholic community here. I want to have a family here and live here long term.
Amen.
I mean, in Vegas, it was like it's such a transient town, and it doesn't have like this Christian culture.
Yep.
That's what I love about Dallas. Like it was so brutal there, and then here it's like I love it.
If you can wait 10 years, you're closer in age to my daughter than I am to my wife. So just think about that kind of stuff.
Jeff, you're marrying off your.
And with that, we'll end it on a low note now.
We should just have like a zoom in, like him saying that, and then zoom into my face.
We don't know how to actually edit.
We will see you in the Adobe Premiere of life, and for the rest of you, we will
see you in the Eucharist.
God bless.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @, so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @the_BeatiDudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.